Hi, my name is Doug Overfield, and I'm the Student Competition Chairman of the Pennsylvania Barber and Cosmetology Association, and I'm here to talk to you about tips and techniques that you can use for making yourself better for our student competitions, which we hold once a year here in the state of Pennsylvania.
Doug, exactly what is competition?
Well, Janet, competition is a challenge that creates an opportunity to match your skills against those of your peers. And few fields can offer this. And so it's really a good thing for a student to get involved in competition because it gives you a chance to see how well you are against other schools and other students that do competition work. Here in Pennsylvania, we've done competition since the year 2000. This year coming up in 2013, this will be our 14th year for holding these competitions. We started out using different themes for the competitions. We began with the black tie affair. We tried to keep it as formal as possible. We made it a black tie affair. We used it as a couples night out for a theme for a couple of years. Then we switched to your couples night out at the Academy Awards. Then we went to a high school prom theme, and we used a formal and semi-formal high school prom. And then an after 5 high school prom, semi-formal. We used a dress for success as a theme. We used street fashion glamour as a theme. And last year we used bridezillas as a theme for our competitions.
Doug, what do you have in store for this year for competitions?
Well, Mary Lynn, this year the theme for our competition is Dancing with the Stars. And the theme, Dancing with the Stars, is a total look competition. This competition is the theme or the general look, and it should represent the current mainstream fashion trends as found in today's social media. Now, I'm reading this right off our competition rules and regulations. Just like the show, Dancing with the Stars on television, this competition will be judged visually for both technical and artistic qualities. The competition couple, it's a male and a female, they should convey an attitude to impress the judges and the audience. Each couple should represent a theme that is to be judged by with the cutting and styling of hair, the makeup, the nails, and the wardrobe used as criteria, as well as the attitude of each couple toward their particular theme. Now, it doesn't matter what your theme is. You can do any theme you want, but you need to convey an attitude towards that theme. The degree of difficulty in achieving that final look will be considered as part of the final judging. Each audience participant will receive a ballot to cast a vote for the winning couple, and the fate of each couple will be determined by the judges' marks and the audience's votes.
Okay, Doug, what is the difference between fashion and artistic themes?
Well, fashion is to be appreciated by the consumer. It's not so technical that the consumer does not possess the knowledge to appreciate the technical aspects. Whereas on the other hand, artistic is a form of art using the medium of hair to be appreciated by the professional stylist because of its technical requirements. So to put that in smaller form, artistic is the more advanced look. Fashion is the more consumer-friendly look. It's the more of a look that can be appreciated by the consumer, can be appreciated more by everyday people. Now, fashion, and I told in the rules and regulations, we talked about the competition's theme should represent the current mainstream fashion trends as found in today's social media. So that tells you right off the bat that this is a fashion competition. It's not an artistic competition, it's a fashion competition. A fashion competition can be divided into 3 categories: avant-garde, progressive consumer, and commercial consumer. Now, avant-garde is an extreme change. It goes from one extreme to the other. It's like a Halloween theme. It can be a monster theme. It can be a zombie theme, something that's way, way out there. That's avant-garde. Progressive consumer, on the other hand, is adopted from avant-garde, but it's not quite as impractical as avant-garde is. It's to be progressive. It's to be a forerunner to consumer fashion. It's to be something that's more forward and more aggressive, which is progressive consumer. And the third category is commercial consumer. And commercial consumer is something that's represented by the everyday public. It's something that you would do, the person can do their hair on their own every day, and the person can appreciate it, but it's not something that's really stepping out or making themselves known. It's something that's more of an everyday hairstyling trend.
Okay, Doug, what are the judging guidelines?
Well, the judging guidelines for this year are, for the ladies' hair, first of all, there's different categories in this competition. There's ladies' hair, which is the styling of the hair. There's makeup, and there's nails, and there's the men's cut, which is the hair cutting portion of the competition. And what the judges look for in the competitions is they look for two things. First of all, when a judge comes in, they can pretty much tell right off the bat who the winners are and who the winners aren't. Because what the judges do, how they look for this, is they look for the overall look, the overall silhouette, the overall attitude of the models, and that takes up a percentage, of that competition. 80% is the technical part of it, which is the detailing work, and 20% is the overall look. So that's what the judges look for, is they look for the overall look of the cut, and like I said, they can tell pretty quickly who is a winner and who is not a winner. But for the ladies' hair, what the judges look for is the originality and the creativity. They look for the theme that's met, and the theme can be, again, anything you want, because this is an open theme. It can be, they look for the clean, and they look for smooth lines, they look for balance. They look for the proper use of hair pieces. And by the way, we're stating in our rules and regulations that this year, hair pieces shouldn't be more than 25% of the total look for the ladies' hair. In the nails, what we're looking for with the nails, as far as the judging goes, we're looking for neatness, we're looking for creativity, we're looking for the shape, we're looking for the level of difficulty, we're looking for originality, and we're looking for consistency. Now what I mean by consistency is each nail needs to be consistent. They all need to be the same. And one thing I want to mention while we're talking about nails is nail art for the toes, the toenail art, may be included in the final judging. Now that's not saying it is included, but it may be included. So anything that's like that may be included. That's something that you, as the competitor, must take into consideration and make sure that you do something so the judges would consider that for your judging. And as far as the makeup goes, what the judges look for is, does it meet the competition theme? Is it original? Is it creative? Does it match the skin tone? Is it blended? Is the dimensional qualities of contouring, shadowing techniques, both highlighting and lowlighting, are they blending with the skin tones? That's the kind of things that the judges are looking for with the makeup. And as far as the men's hair cutting goes, 1 inch of hair must be cut in the interior. Now what I mean by the interior, that's the inside of the hair. It's not the perimeter, not the outside of the hair, but the inside of it, the perimeter. 1 inch of that hair must be cut. We're looking at the design, we're looking at the blended lines, we're looking at the fading, we're looking at the perimeter, whether it's clean or whether it's chunky or whether it's feathered or whether it's wispy. It just depends on the theme that you're trying to convey for the judges. But again, that theme must blend with what your lady did.
Doug, what if a competitor really wants to win? What would help to give them the edge to win?
Well, you know, Jan, if the competitor really wants to win, the first thing they need to do is make sure that they follow the rules and regulations. The biggest thing that happens with the judging, and the biggest problem we have, is not that the competitor isn't good. It's the competitor doesn't follow the guide points as listed in the competition rules and regulations. They need to follow that theme. Most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, they're just simply out of category. They're doing too much or they're not doing enough to fit in with the theme that they're trying to convey. Now remember, this is a progressive consumer competition, so it's something that's a little bit above and beyond the normal everyday use, but it's not artistic. It's not something that's way advanced. It's just something that's a little bit more advanced. So you need to try to figure out what will look good for your models for both the male and the female model. Now again, the judges are looking for an attitude, and the attitude is something that the models need to bring out. They need to bring out with their positioning at the end of the competition, you know, the attitude that they're conveying with their clothes that they wear, their attitude that they're conveying with their hairstyle, they're conveying, you know, the attitude with their nails, the attitude with their makeup. Everything must harmonize. Everything must blend together. But you need to remember to make sure that you're here on time. You need to remember that you bring all of your tools that you need. You're not lacking anything. You need to remember that you have things like a power cord. You need to remember that you have like a power strip, you know, if you have like different things to plug in, make sure you have all that stuff. If you need a mirror, for example, to look into, to have your model look into, to make sure that everything looks right, then by all means bring a mirror. When you're doing the nail competition, if you want to make sure that you want to have the attitude or have a bouquet of flowers there on your table when you're doing the nails, you know, that's fine. Make sure you bring it. Those kinds of things are what the judges look for. Now, again, I said make sure that you're there on time, make sure that you're organized, make sure that when you get done with what you're doing, like say the haircut, you get all your tools off the table, you put everything else on the table that you need for the next segment. You don't have things like laying around, things aren't tipped over on the floor, everything's neat, everything's organized. That's what our sages or our wise men look for during the competition, and these kind of things can show up as infractions for your final result of the competition. And these kinds of things is what makes you a better competitor as opposed to not being a good competitor. Those kinds of little things. It's not really anything big. It's just all these little things that you need to do. Again, my name is Doug Overfield, and I represent the Pennsylvania Barber and Cosmetology Association. Our website is listed here, PABCAonline.org, and our competition this year is being held in Williamsport, Pennsylvania on Monday, November 4th of this year. And again, our theme is Dancing with the Stars, and I hope to see you there. Thank you very much, and thanks for listening.